I really love pain in the butt customer.
Let's focus on your hair. You can tell me all your drama. That's what your stylist is here for.
And we clicked just like that.
A lot of hairdressers think that, oh, they're lucky to see us. No, they're not. We're lucky to have them. So I can cut hair.
I had a client, it took me 2 years to crack her. And I finally figured out within those 2 years, she had lost a baby and that destroyed her marriage.
If she's quiet, that means she listens a lot. And people who talk a lot, that means they don't listen.
I think she walked away from hair that day. I don't think she went back because I never saw her again.
You knew the integrity of the hair wasn't good enough for that service. She wouldn't have done it here. She would have gone somewhere else, and she would be someone else's problem.
Some hairdressers are real artsy hairdressers. They love it. And some people are just business hairdressers.
Boyfriend cheated on them, and their boss is a jerk, and their best friend is a not nice person, and whatever. Yeah.
That's the world we live in.
We are like the counselors behind the chair.
Holy moly. What's happening?
So Bilalo, are you a salon owner? Are you a stylist?
Yeah, I'm a salon owner. 19 years my salon's been open. And I've been doing hair for 25 years. 1994 or 95, I graduated. I was 16 years old, and I left high school. I didn't go to high school, of course. I came here when I was 11, and then I went to school for 3 years, like little schools. I had difficulty with English because Arabic is from right to left, and we don't have alphabets like Spanish or Italian or any other language. So English was tough. I didn't go to school when I was young because Lebanon was always war. So we lived in different countries like Egypt, Jordan, Saudi Arabia. Then we landed in America and then in Dallas, Texas. And then we stayed there for about 4 months. And we were kids. There were 9 of us. So there's 4 kids. And then my dad brought his sister and his brother just as a leave in the country of Beirut. Then we landed in Stratford. So my dad didn't want nobody. He asked just a friend, which city in Canada has no Arab? And then they said Stratford. So Stratford is small, maybe 100 people, 100,000 people that time. Now it's 160. It's a Dutch area. So we moved there. We saw the first snow. We saw the first hockey, baseball, whatever. And they were cruel. Kids were cruel at that age.
Oh.
Not they weren't the people or the girls were great. They were hospitality, really, really nice. But as an immigrant, kids were hockey players over there. A lot of hockey. Stratford is all about hockey. Anyways, it was great. I saw them when they got older. I moved to Kitchener. It's another area now. It's 360,000 people. It's a lot of Germans, a lot of Croatian, a lot of Spanish, a lot of everything. And we came here from Stratford to Kitchener just because of soccer. So I did hairdressing and I played provincial soccer for Team Ontario. So I needed to be closer to Toronto. So driving from Stratford to Toronto, about 2 hours. Driving from Kitchener to Toronto is 45 minutes. So myself and my older brother, my brother played for Team Canada. I played provincial. For 2 years, I tore my ACL, and then hairdressing was more full out.
Wow, that's amazing.
So I'm really, lucky, and I got married to a girl back home. I have 3 kids. They were born here in Canada. What a great honor to be here, Canadian, and my kids to be Canadian born. And yeah, it's amazing.
My parents were immigrants from Italy. They came here in 1968, so I completely know what you went through. So
yeah.
What happens when someone who is a client or a friend refers to you one of their friends, and that person comes and sits in your chair, and then you start to wonder if your friend maybe doesn't like you at all? So I had one time one of my ultimate favorite customers. I loved her to pieces. She came and saw me religiously every 5 to 6 weeks. I'd been doing her hair for probably 2 to 3 years. Adored her. We had so much fun. She sent me her coworker. So I thought, oh, well, I don't actually remember her name at the moment. We're going to call her Sarah. Sarah is a ton of fun. If she's sending me her coworker, she should be a ton of fun also. No, this woman came and sat in my chair. I don't think she's ever smiled a day in her life. Told me she had she was looking for a new hairstylist, and I asked her why, what brought her to my chair? Why was she looking for a new stylist? And she told me, well, my last stylist said since she couldn't make me happy anymore, perhaps it was time I found someone new. And my thought was, oh, and you found me. Yay. So I gave her highlights. I gave her haircut. I was sure she hated me. I could not imagine she would ever come back. Strangely enough, she came back to see me about every 2 months for the following 3 years before I left working at that salon. Never smiled. Not once. She always tipped me a regular $20. So I guess she liked what I was doing and she was a customer, but I just couldn't figure out for the life of me why she sat in my chair. Like, I couldn't make her laugh. I couldn't make her smile. We hardly had any conversation, but yeah, I really wondered why my good customer Sarah thought we would be a good fit. Oh, Marlo, what about for yourself? Have you ever had that happen?
I have that actually quite often because I work in a salon that has 16 stylists.
Yeah.
And I'm arguably one of the most outspoken. And so, you know me.
That's why we love you.
So I always get the difficult clients from everybody else because they think that I can handle them. So I don't know. I think it's a personality thing. Sometimes they are just quiet people and don't warm up to you ever. And then sometimes it's just kind of, and I'm going to put it this way, but it's going to come out wrong, but kind of putting them in their place. Like, don't treat me bad and I won't treat you bad. Treat me with respect and I'll treat you with respect, regardless if they're talking or not. Mm-hmm. And generally, some of my most disliked clients at the beginning have become my favorite people.
Oh, that's really awesome.
I've been able, now don't get me wrong, there's I wish to just go walk out the door and not come back. But I can, it's just kind of where you put them in your head and how you want to treat them, I think. So
why do you think they're like that?
You know what? I don't know. Sometimes I had a client, it took me 2 years to crack her. And I finally figured out within those 2 years, she had lost a baby and then that destroyed her marriage. And it took me 2 years to figure that out because she just shut down and she was miserable. She never liked anything. Every single time she came in, something would have been wrong with what I did previously. Every single time. And now I was getting to the point where I wanted to say, just maybe I'm not the right stylist for you. Maybe we could try going to someone else. And it was kind of like in the next 2 visits, I was going to say that. And that's when she finally broke down.
Oh.
So, yeah. So, I mean, you never really know. Maybe they are just rude, unhappy people, but maybe there's really some crap going on in their lives. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it took 2 years to figure.
Yeah. I've had that conversation with a customer before that they're spilling out everything and, their boyfriend cheated on them and their boss is a jerk and their best friend is, being a not nice person and whatever. And I'm like, I'm really sorry that your life outside of this salon isn't going well, but I can only work on your hair. So let's focus on your hair. You can tell me all your drama. That's what your stylist is here for. Not everybody knows that or appreciates that, but we are like the counselors behind the chair. There's something about talking to a person through a mirror that makes it almost just like talking to your reflection, and people will tell you things that you never wanted to know about your best friend. And a perfect stranger is telling you, right?
Sometimes a bit too much.
Oh, lots of times. I've had customers tell me things that I'm like, I'm not really a shy person, and I'm not really easily embarrassed or shocked. And I've had a few times where I had to go, holy crap, did you just say that out loud? I don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, whatever. I'm like, you just really needed to tell someone, didn't you? So I guess today was my day. You're like, you're the next person, so you're going to be the one I spill it to.
Oh, it's amazing the things that they'll tell you. I'm covering clients for one of our girls on mat leave right now. And one of her clients, seriously, the first appointment that I did her hair, now we clicked just like that. She's around my age. We just clicked. She went on to tell me that she's married, happily married, but she has a boyfriend. And she's on the sex club scene and giving me websites to go to. And I'm just like, holy moly.
I'm just here to cut your hair, lady.
What's happening? Do I put on that vibe that I need to know? I don't know.
It's funny because the guys in this conversation is like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Marlo, now these guys haven't been to your salon, so they're not really going to know what I'm going to reference here. But I'm just saying your station is kind of decorated mistakenly with some. So Marlo's salon inside, there's all this graffiti and it's really cool. It's like white walls with black and red graffiti and it really looks amazing. And none of us have really figured out if this was done on purpose or not, but there is a certain streak with a round finish that drips.
Okay, you got to send me that picture.
I have a picture of it. We'll send
You
it.
send it to me because I think the audience here, I think you want to see what.
Yeah.
Probably wants to see it. And even if you only have like a smidge of a dirty mind, the moment you see it, you go.
And of course, I was the
Oh.
first to notice it.
And Marlo sits right beside it. So I would imagine that anyone's like, well, obviously you must be comfortable with this because you have this on the wall.
I think you just got called out.
Yeah, I
on
might
loan.
have
Called.
the dirty mind of the bunch.
Oh, the best. Oh my goodness. Bilalo, what about yourself? What's a time that a customer you were like, really? How did I end up to be this guy's or this girl's hairstylist?
So in my salon, we're 9 of us, but me and my younger brother, he's been with me for 11 years. So he's more younger, but he's the quieter one. He loves to listen, and I like to perform. So we both have really totally different clients. So when I get like one of his client or his type of client in my chair, we both look at each other and say, how'd that happen? So if a client's quiet and he's quiet, they work out great. He gave her a couple little talks and then it's fine. But for me, it's like, so I like to find out more. So I want to make her feel comfortable. I know them. So I really look at when she walks in my salon. Of course, our consultation is very important, but I like to look at where she dressed, how she sits, again, what kind of purse she has. So these little things give me a little bit of idea how to approach her. Again, every client is different, but if she's quiet or she just want to talk, I'll make her talk in a nicer way. I'll try to find out more her job, her kids, her home, what does she do on the weekend? Those 3 things really figure her out, and then I can approach each category while I'm doing. So when I'm cutting, then when I'm putting products on, then I'll bring something up, and then when I'm blow drying, I'll bring something up. So I break it up in 3 categories, so I can always know that I care for her, and I do care. Like we really appreciate every client because they're paying us and they're paying our bills. There's hundreds of thousands of people, salons around you, so we appreciate it. Of course, we ask her, okay, how did you hear about us? Our Google reviews are really, really good with us. So I have to respect that, and I have to make her feel that we do appreciate her. If she wants quiet time, she won't look at me. She would look down or she would look around. Then I know it's time for me to slow it down. So again, eye contact is very important with the clients who is like that. We make sure when we get her again, I mean, you're a good stylist. We're all great. We have great products that we can give her. But the second visit really opens her up more because you have to know what you talked about it the first time. If she's quiet, that means she listens a lot. And people who talk a lot, that means they don't listen. So she wants us to know for the next, they were always going to give you a second chance. Everybody gets a second chance with everything, like marriage, hair, everything you get a second chance. So by us talking to her on the next service, next time, and bring stuff up that you were listening, she's going to open up more.
Yeah.
And that really helps a quiet person.
I like that.
Yeah. So again, our job is like you said, is very like counseling, but it's like a puzzle. You really try to figure stuff out. You're trying to break that safe. It's a client, and that's the motivation that to be a good stylist, you can cut hair. We can all cut hair. Is how to perform in front of your customer, to open up, to talk to you, to trust you, to motivate them. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have difficult clients because my personality, I mean, we're all in the same boat, not only mine, everybody. It's how to appreciate them. Mm-hmm. And a lot of hairdressers think that, they're lucky to see us. No, they're not. We're lucky to have them. So I can cut hair, right? If I don't have you, I'm cutting mannequins because that's my trade. I love cutting hair. So I'd rather have a real model and pay me.
And it's something, it's a really good point, Bilalo. I think it's like, famous people, movie stars or musicians, and they're like, oh, you guys are so lucky to have my music. And you're like, actually, you're lucky to have your fans. Because if it wasn't for your fans, you wouldn't be famous. You'd just be another guy on the street with a guitar singing to get money. And it's the same thing. And, when I was still working behind the chair and working with our apprentices when they would come in, I would say, like, it's really important that we as stylists understand that it's their hair. And then it's also really important for the customer to understand that we're the experts. So we understand that you're going home with this head of hair, but please understand that we know what's best to achieve your desired looks. So there has to be like a trust built between two people, right? It's almost like going back to dating when you're trying to figure out if that's a person that you can make a relationship work. We have to have it both ways. We have to respect them, and then they have to respect us as well. And I think one of the really tough things I've had to deal with when I was working back in Winnipeg, especially, is that when a customer comes in with a request that's simply not obtainable in their hair. And that's something that can be a really difficult conversation to have, because obviously we want to maintain them and keep them as a client, but I also have to let her know that it's simply not possible. Like you can't, I always joke, I'm like, you can't be platinum blonde and have long hair. It's pretty, not very often that happens. It's pretty unique that a girl gets to do both. But that can be a tough conversation. So Marlo, like, have you ever had to tell someone, like, listen, we just can't do that. We can find an alternative, but we just can't do that?
Yeah, I mean, our first and foremost, mine anyway, it should be for everybody, but unfortunately I think it's not, is the integrity of the hair.
Yeah.
So when someone comes in and they have, let's be real, we all know when people have fried their hair. You can see it, you can tell, you just know. So, and then they're always the ones that have that kind of brassy blonde and they want white. And I have the distinction of being known to get white because I have a couple of clients that I can actually get white and their hair is still on their head. However, their hair is very short. So it's getting the realistic expectations out there to these people that just think that they can have it when they don't realize. And they don't know what they don't know. They don't know maybe that their last stylist has completely wrecked their hair, or that one more bleach to their, or lightening service to their hair is going to melt their hair off. I've had that happen too. So over 20 years of being in the industry, you know what you know, and they don't. So you just have to break it to them that, okay, yeah, we can try this. It's going to take over a year, and it's going to take about $1,500 over that span. And your hair will get shorter, and your hair will get shorter, and your hair will get shorter.
Yep.
So we can, and I have to, like, I'll make them sign agreements saying that they have to purchase the products that I want them to purchase. I will confirm a price with them and a time span with them. And if they don't agree to any of those, then I won't do their hair.
Yeah. I love what you,
Sorry?
Oh, I love that you said realistic expectations. That's one of my favorite things. Is I had said in a previous conversation, I think stylists run the bad habit of trying to promise the moon because we don't want to lose anybody. And when you overpromise and underdeliver, you're never going to win. You're always going to lose. So creating those realistic expectations is so important. It's where it has to go.
The thing is if you over-promise and under-deliver, you're just creating service resolutions, and you're basically doing two services for the price of one. So why? And I mean, realistically, some people just cannot have what they want. Like, I have a platinum blonde girl that wants a perm.
No way.
What I said to her is, I absolutely will not do it. But you can go down the street and find someone that will, and then I will gladly correct your hair when your hair falls out. I'll help you grow it back out.
Oh my God.
So,
I have the best thing. So when I first started doing hair as an apprentice, I hadn't even gone to school yet. I was working at a little old lady hair salon. That's where my mom went, and mostly what they did was perms and roller sets. So I learned within a matter of weeks how to get a perm and rollers like that. But it was, I think, my first week there, and all I was really doing was just observing. So you're sweeping the floors, you're putting the papers in the garbage, you're rinsing the rods, that kind of stuff. And this customer came in to see somebody for a perm, and this hairstylist had been doing hair for like 35 years, and perms was pretty much all she did. So this woman sat in her chair, they did the consultation. She was probably about a level 8 honey blonde and just a little past shoulder length hair. And the stylist said to her, "Do you use Sun-In?" I think we're all old enough, unfortunately, to remember Sun-In. You spritz it
Might
in
want
your
to
hair.
explain it just in case.
Yeah, so it was a product, you spritz it in your hair and you go sit outside in the sun, and the chemical reaction between the heat of the sun and the product in your hair would cause your hair to lighten and destroy it. The integrity of the hair was toast. It was super yellow, and it was just, the hair quality was terrible. So anyhow, the stylist asked the customer, do you use Sun-In in your hair? That's what it felt like. And she said, nope. Are you sure? If you have Sun-In in your hair and I perm it, there's a really good chance you'll have massive breakage. Nope, don't have Sun-In in my hair. Don't. Okay, fine. So the stylist agrees to perm her hair. Mistake number one. Puts the perm rod in, the orange ones, so not super tiny, like about that big, right? Perm rods, does the minimum timing, which I think was 6 minutes, takes her to the sink to rinse, and all the perm rods fell out of her hair with the hair attached.
Gosh. Oh.
Yeah, it was terrifying. It wasn't my fault, thank God. I had nothing to do with it. All I had done was observe, but it was terrifying to hear that clink, 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 clink as all these rollers are falling out of her hair. And the customer can obviously feel the fear and everything that's going on between myself and the stylist and everything. And, there was, obviously she got product to take home with, and there was a huge ordeal in the salon. And when the owner came in to talk to her, she said to the stylist, like, why would you do it? She's like, well, if I didn't, she'd go somewhere else. And she's like, yeah, she would. You knew the integrity of the hair wasn't good enough for that service. So she wouldn't have done it here. She would have gone somewhere else, and she would be someone else's problem. She's like, now you have this woman who's not going to tell people that she had a product in her hair, bad-mouthing you and bad-mouthing a salon. And for me, that was just the biggest lesson ever, is if you don't feel comfortable to do it, don't do it. And if you can't explain to them why, then let them go somewhere else. Like you said, go somewhere else for your perm, and when it goes badly, I will help you fix it. But I'm not doing the damage.
Can I share?
The nice thing right now is the fact that we have internet, and internet has changed things in a way too, because Instagram, and you've got all these people posting pictures of their wrecked hair and their melted hair. I think people don't understand that hair melts, and they think it falls out from the root instead. So when people want that platinum blonde, I save them. I absolutely save pictures and mistakes and banding pictures from bleach when they don't tell the truth about having a box color. And I show them what their hair could possibly look like. And I guarantee you, with that picture, they change their mind and they tell you the truth about what's on their hair.
Yep.
Can I share a quick story?
Of course.
Now you guys and ladies are hairdressers, so I was on the distribution side, so the product sales. So once again, I got the privilege of going into many salons in a daily basis. This was when I first got into the industry. Must have been 2008. There was a salon owner who had a very, very talented up-and-coming young stylist. She was bubbly, she was cute, she was personable. We all know what I'm talking about. There's a few of them that are around. And she wasn't a hairdresser to begin with, but she ended up learning it and she loved it. So she was on the floor, and she wasn't that experienced in certain situations, but she was very knowledgeable in what to do and what not to do. Now, without mentioning any names, the salon owner was not a hairstylist. She actually did come from the sales side, so I think she should have known better of what she did. The business wasn't doing as good at the time, and I guess the pressure of making sales and services was on. And this lady came in and said that she wanted to get a perm done, but they discovered that it looks like she already had a perm. And then she was asked, why do you need a perm? You look like you've had one done. And it was just done. It was actually done the day before. She says, I don't like the way that stylist did it. There's some areas, I don't know what the exact conversation was. Long story short, that young stylist tried to turn her away and say, look, I cannot perform a double service on you when it comes to this type of service, because your hair will fall off.
Yeah.
The owner wasn't too far away, pulled her aside and says, I need you to do this client right now. And she tried explaining to the owner, I can't do it. If I do it, there's going to be problems with the hair. The owner forced her to do it. Customer sat down, and you know where this is going. Within about 45 minutes, all I know is that when the hair started to melt and when the hair started to fall apart, the look on the client's face was one thing, but the fear and the anxiety that stylist had in her face, she was crying, she ran away, she didn't know what to do, she felt like she was forced to do it. And it was probably one of the horrific things I've ever heard in my life when it comes to a service in a salon.
Yeah.
I think there are owners, great owners out there, but I think that was a situation where maybe an owner should have followed the rules a little bit. Because I don't think she ended up, I think she walked away from hair that day. I don't think she went back because I never saw her again.
Oh, that's
the problem,
awful.
right? Like the
Yeah.
owner doesn't know. And for me, in the business, if that happened to me now, I would walk out the door too. I wouldn't do it
Yeah.
out the door because I don't work with someone who's got my back.
Yeah.
And certainly not somebody that knows the industry.
Well, you know what?
So-
That's the salons that work so well. Like Bilalo had mentioned, he's a salon owner and gets to work with his brother, which is really amazing. And I've had the opportunity and the privilege to be in his salon, and it is a beautiful, beautiful salon. It's all white. They've got this amazing picture window right out front, so lots and lots of light. But you know, when you walk into salons, and Marlo and salon is similar, when you walk in, you feel a sense of harmony.
Mhm.
Everybody's working really well together, and to know that you have really amazing business owners, like I have no doubt, no matter what would happen, Bilalo would have his staff's back. Like that's a really amazing thing to know, that you've got those owners that are ready there to stand up for their staff. And the customer, unfortunately, is not always right. Sometimes we have to have their back. So, Bilalo, have you ever had something like that happen in your salon?
That to tell a client that they can't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your regular client, of course, they know who you are, they trust you and everything else. It's those clients that comes to you as referral because of your great colorist or great product you have. And they have that Instagram pictures and they have all the internet pictures. So again, you really got to educate them and tell them that, do you think this is real? So
Yeah.
as the clients don't really, they just want it. And they think that if you feel better when you're honest, or just like we were saying, you can't be greedy because you want that extra $200 in your pocket or $300 or whatever you're charging. Some hairdressers are real artsy hairdressers. They love it. And some people are just business hairdressers.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in. So, and maybe you should have two in the salon. One could be a business hairdresser. One could be just a hairdresser who loves the art. So my clients, of course, when I have the new client and ask me about they want to go platinum white or any color that they want, you got to give them that. You got to show them that how long it takes. And just like Marlo said, it's cost. And but she got it. She's Jennifer Lopez, and she's dark, and she's a level 4, and she's Latin, and she's blonde or whatever. She lives at a hair salon for a month or 6 weeks. She's at a hairdresser.
Yeah.
Every week, every other day treatment, every other day cost. For them, as a movie star or the singers, cost is not an object, so they can get it, but it takes time. So I really show them a lot is my Latin clients or Middle Eastern client that they want to go a level 9 and 10 ash, but she's a level 4. So I have to really show her the chart, like show her, you're here, and it's not going up here every couple. No, you're going side to side, side to side. So you're gonna go through the warmth, you're gonna go through the gold, you're gonna go through the copper, you're gonna go through the brassiness. You gotta explain them. You can't just go use 40 volumes or whatever to go up high. They don't get it. They don't know. So and then tell them that we can get you there, but not today.
Yeah.
You have to be that, because they referred to you because of your great work or product or any reviews. But you cannot worry about taking that couple $100 just to make them happy. And that's people who is desperate, that needs that. So again, you really got to be honest, and you got to tell them how much you care about your hair. And my name of the salon or my license or my industry, that I love my job too much that I can give you that. I don't need to give you that, right? So, but we can get there. If you want to go on that road, I would love to take you hand to hand. We'll take you all the way to the end, but we don't know what we're going to do, what your hair can handle. And what are you going to do? And again, you got to just tell her all that, but you got to give her that lifestyle. So, okay, how many times do you shampoo your hair in a week? And what are you using? Are you using flat iron? Are you using blow dry? So, okay, we're going to get you that light. Slow down on the flat iron. You can blow dry it, but not the same day. Wait till the next day when it air dry. I think by you educating her and telling her where your mind is taking her, she trusts you to go on that ride with you. But just by telling her, it's going to take a couple of weeks, and then, months, and then it take a year, and then what? You lost me. Like that guy down the street or whatever, they can do it for me. He did not tell me about that. But by you explaining to her and then telling her more about her and find out more her routine, she goes, holy, like he's right. He's giving me all the stuff that I shouldn't be doing.
Yeah,
And you know what I
absolutely.
mean? Like, oh, what product? Oh, I'm using just oil. Everybody loves oil. What's oil gonna do? Oil just putting a coating. It's not penetrating in the hair. It's not protecting your bend, your shine. It's just, so what are you doing it? So by you giving them that reason, they trust you, and
Yeah.
they know that it's gonna take a while. They don't care
Yeah.
about. They know now. Okay, so I don't want white. How about just like like just a little bit of nice blonde? Oh, okay, I can do that for you. From
Yeah.
from being white and platinum, because I'm giving her that all that education and that knowledge and that experience that what I'm living with her feels. She now trusted me to be a level 9 ash. I'm fine with it, not 10
Yeah.
and 11 again. And if somebody easy has very light hair, you can do it. Yeah, you can do it. But again, don't promise. Promising is I think it's not a trust thing yet. You gotta give that time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, those are really amazing points, and something we covered in a previous video as well is the whole art of consultation, and it's something after I was working behind the chair for several years, I did direct sales for 2 years, working for a manufacturer or working for a distributor, sorry, and so you kind of see the other side of things. And I would have that opportunity to walk through salons and see stylists, and a proper consultation is something that's just not done properly. Like maybe 1 out of 100, hopefully more than that. I really do hope it's more than that. But especially with our existing customers, we forget to give them the opportunity to ask for change. And with new customers, like you said, those questions are vital. We need to know what's happening in that hair before we can set up a proper route for their expectations, right?
Mhm.
Correct.
Yeah. Marlo, have you ever had to fire a customer?
Um, yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm kind of in the process of trying to fire one right now, proving to be very difficult. This woman is a lovely woman, I'm sure. She's an older lady, and she's so draining. I used to think that I was pretty strong and I'm pretty protective of my own personal being and my aura and all of that stuff. And I'm not even sure I believe in all that stuff, which is why I'm good at protecting it. Because if I don't believe it, it's
It can't go anywhere.
She drains me so badly by the end of her, and I do her haircut and color in an hour and 15 minutes because I work so fast to get her out of my salon. And everybody in the salon feels the same way. So when I say, can I pass her off to you? They all say no. So I've raised my prices 3 times, and that's okay. I understand. I'm like, no, you're not supposed to. Honey, I'm so loyal. I went to my last hairstylist for 25 years, and the only way she got rid of me is because she passed away. Oh, Lord.
Marlo, don't fake your own death.
So you mean you could have bought a house in less than 6 months by raising your prices if you continue?
Just keep going up. The tough thing is probably...
Sorry?
Oh, I was gonna say the tough thing probably is if she's really that sad, you might be the only thing that makes her happy, even though she doesn't express it. Like that's so hard for us because we don't know.
It's not even that she's sad; she's miserable. Like you come in and hi, how are you? It's raining outside. Kid, didn't ask you about the weather. I asked how you were. Generally, if I do have to let somebody go, it's obviously a personality conflict because I am a fairly outspoken person. And usually it's when the quiet people come in or the people that are just, you didn't do this right. You didn't do this right. You didn't do this right. And so finally I just say, you know what? It's obvious that I'm not actually the stylist for you. So let's get you into somebody that I think would appreciate you a little bit more and your hairstyle a little bit more. Because obviously I can't do what you like. And thankfully, I'm with 16 people. We all talk very well, and we so many different personalities. So by that time, I've talked to somebody else and said, hey, listen, can you take this person on and see if they are a good fit with you? Because I just can't do their hair right. Yeah. And sometimes you just can't please everyone.
Yeah.
So everybody has their own techniques and their own personality and their own way of doing things. So I'm lucky in the fact that I do have 16 or 15 other people to rely on. And therefore, the salon actually doesn't lose the client. It's just me and that person actually probably better off anyway. So
Bilalo, what about yourself? Have you ever had to fire a customer? Have you ever had to support one of your staff when they had to fire a customer?
So really, I'm being honest. I really love pain in the butt customer. Like I enjoy that. It's just like and I'm really not trying to go against anybody's word, and I'm not trying to, it's a different like, show off or whatever, but I'm really lucky that I have, say, a great client. We can do anything we want. If I have one client a month or one client a week that she's miserable and I don't want her, it's like, it's another breather. Like, it's wow. Like, I like her. Like, I mean, the only people that I really don't like if they cheat people. So they cheat my service. They don't appreciate my service. Then that's a little bit a tough customer, a miserable customer. Again, like that was saying about a quiet customer. My brother would love to come and join me in this because I'll look at him and I'll say, hey, like she's just two different personality. So again, that's what I feel with my. So if a stylist of mine not getting along with that client, or that client, she's just been rude or not nice. That's like, everybody. We don't know what they have. We don't know if they're on medication. We don't know what kind of life they have. We don't know that. But break them. Like find out more about them. Like find out why they're like that. I mean, it's just chit chatting. Like you can talk and move your hand. Cut, blow dry, do whatever it is, but just gives them that. I think you really got. And this is what I said. I love our job that we can really do something we love. It's easy. Like cut straight hair, give her a little bit of blow dry. She's done. Like you can cut hair in 12 minutes, style it in 25. You're done in 40. Easy. What kind of job that? Well, we're really blessed. So when we have a difficult client, it's like, okay, this is not my time. Yeah, challenging. Yeah, like I want to find out more about it now. Get rid of. I don't believe in firing a customer. I really don't believe in it. Just because right now, maybe in the 90s, getting rid of a client, it was easier because they only gonna tell the next salon that they went. Now
we live in a world where
technology is very important. You don't want to dip your hand in that. You don't want to have that bad taste. You don't want that. Google reviews are very huge. People talks. So really, how people say it, suck it up, buttercup. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? It's 45
minutes. Suck it up, buttercup. I love it.
Yeah, like 45 minutes. I just learned that yesterday, actually. A friend of mine, construction worker. So he was using it. He called me this morning and goes, hey, are we working outside? I said, yeah. He goes, okay. I said, it's snowing. And he goes, suck it up, buttercup. I said, oh. So, what did I do?
I love it. Nope, we got you back. Don't worry.
You got me back?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, so take that 45 minutes, break that. I think you'll be fine. We're so blessed. So getting rid of them, I don't agree with getting rid of them. I really don't.
Well, when I say fire, I mean more like Marlo said, lots of times you can pass them on, right? Like if you know that somebody's not happy with your personality or with the artistry that you're doing, you know, we definitely owe it, I think, to them and to ourselves to find them someone that will make them happy. And even though it's kind of like firing them, we found them a replacement, which probably makes us seem better.
Or if that person is still in a bad mood or still negative, she said, oh, she passed it on to me. So do it in stages. You do the cut and bring somebody else to blow dry.
Yeah,
and let
give
them
yourself
talk,
a break.
Let them talk about, let them that 40 minutes or that 30, 25 minutes of blow drying, that stylist, the new stylist is blow drying her hair and they're trying to bond. If that works out, great. Do it again. And then that client can say, hey, I can do that haircut. So you're doing it in stages better than, the owner, Bilalo or Marlo, and switched me to another stylist. She didn't want it. It could backfire on you. So
yeah, absolutely. But if you make it seem like it's within their best interest,
do the haircut, get somebody else to blow dry, and that person can, you know what I mean, and that build that bond. And I think it's
interesting. I think it's interesting to have both points of view too. I think there is no right or wrong answer here.
No, there isn't.
No,
there isn't. It all comes down to the person. The stylist themselves totally has the right to choose how they want to deal with it because. You know, we're all different people. We all march to different beats. So I think it's a good lesson in both different points of view for sure.
Yeah. And no matter what, as long as you're respectful to the person that you are either trying to move along or to fire or pass off or whatever the wordage you want to use, right? That's the biggest thing in today's world is people don't tend to be respectful of each other. So if you are respectful, then like I said, that customer's not going to care that you're not their hairstylist anymore because now they're happier with someone else. Right. And then we're happier because we can put our positive energy to all the rest of our customers. So no matter what, you know, whether it's someone that you just find is taking all your personal energy and you just can't do it anymore, or whether it's someone that you take on as a challenge, just just be respectful, and then everybody's fine. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Okay,
Take
bye.
care.